Hey everybody, welcome. Today I have a special video. I have the ESV Heirloom Heritage Edition in Wellington leather from Crossway. Hadn't seen any videos of this specific one on YouTube so far. I was waiting for a video before I bought it, but then I finally just broke and got it. But just arrived today. I was going to do an unboxing, but I didn't have the patience for that. So I've seen the Alpha Edition in the Heirloom collection in the Wellington, but I haven't seen the Heritage. Let's go ahead and open this up. So when you open up, it's got the nice box that's typical of Crossway. A little pledge card saying that this is a one-of-a-kind. It's supposed to wear. It should last a lifetime. If there's any issues that happen during normal use, they will replace it with a Bible of equal or greater value. So that's nice. And then you have the little cover here. See if I can grab that off. Pull that back and you can see. So it comes like this and it has the paper kind of packing around that box, holding it in. So if I can get it out of here. Be careful with it. And here it is. You see, very smooth, kind of get the light shine off of it. I seen one video that described the Horween leather as kind of like a Hershey's chocolate bar, and this is pretty much the same. I don't personally have a Horween Bible, but I have a friend that has one, and I haven't felt them side by side. But remembering his and then seeing this one and seeing pictures of both, I can't really tell the difference. It looks like they just changed the supplier, but really a beautiful leather. It's got a few little scratches that came in it, but that's what it's supposed to do, is scratch it over time. We see it's got 4 ribbons. You see there. You got kind of a whitish, a brown, then a really dark brown, and a black ribbon. And those, one of my biggest curiosities of that those are stacked, but there's 2 separate stacks there. So I wish they weren't stacked, but I'm not too upset with that. Spine, typical on their Horween and the Wellington, is all blind stamp stuff. This Bible's made to wear. If you haven't seen their Horween or any of the newer Alpha Bibles, it's made to be used, made to wear. But beautiful gilding all around. And we'll go ahead and take a quick look at the Heritage text block. Here's one that's got some paragraph and poetry format on it. So we have some good sized text. It is, let me look over here, 9.25 point font in this, so very readable font. For my eyes, if you have bad eyes, this might not be quite good, but it's bigger than a lot of the, like, thin line, for example, I think is 8.5, so it's a little bigger than that. But just a beautiful text block. Here's the beginning of Ezekiel there. Kind of it looks, I think they all start on a fresh page. Yeah, they do, because the book before has kind of got the blank spot there. So all the books will start on a fresh page there. Nice margin space if you're into writing. I like to think I am, but then when I have a Bible that's beautiful, I struggle with it. So lots of writing room on the sides there. In the back, I looked at this earlier. There is the weight after the end of Revelation. There's weights and measurements, a few pages, and then you go straight to the maps or more the cardstock. Then there appears to be about 5 blank cardstock pages after that. So just a beautiful, beautiful Bible. There's the inside, so kind of a matching, slightly lighter maybe, brown, but not too much different. Very, very high quality Bible. It feels nice. It's really stiff right now, as you can see. It'll wear in. I've seen some of the use videos of Horween. I expect this to be very similar to the Horween. I almost got this one when it came out in the Horween, but I didn't, and I've been pretty upset about that ever since. Here's a page of just a paragraph. If you haven't seen the Heritage block, you can also see that and get samples on Crossway's website. But very nice, very nice. The closest comparison I have to it, other Bibles I have, is the Legacy Standard Handy Size. I have the red edition here, the cowhide, but It's a little bit shorter, but this is also a full yap Bible. This one is not full yap, and the yap is just the overhang here. So if you see this one, they touch. This one will not. You see very similar there. Kind of stack them here, and almost identical there. Just a hair, probably just the yap, honestly. And thickness, it's just a hair thicker than the LSB handy size, which I always liked this Bible. I thought it fit well in my hand to carry going to church and going to different events and stuff. And it's always very readable. And this is also a single column Bible. Only difference is this one's a verse by verse. And I'm not a big fan of the verse by verse, so that's what has kind of held me back from using this Bible more. I'm currently doing a read through in it, but ESV is also my preferred translation. But this one is not verse by verse. It is just paragraph format, like a book, except you got the chapters and the verses in it. So very, very readable. I'm excited to get to spend some time reading it. Some other comparisons I want to do for if you're interested in this Bible. There's chances are you already have a thin line. So this is the ESV thin line Bible. This one's pretty old. I've had it for years. But you see, footprint wise, it is very similar. Just a hair bigger, just a hair. But very similar, but definitely thicker there. So this is, it's also pretty similar, just a slightly bigger font and a single column. But footprint size, it's, when you lay your thin line down onto your desk, it's going to take up the same space. It's just going to be bit taller. And then you also may have an ESV study Bible. And you want something without study notes. So see, the study Bible is a little taller. This is the full size study Bible, and a little thicker, but then definitely thicker this way. I don't have my personal size study Bible to compare it to, but you can see, kind of get an idea of how much room it takes up. And then last comparison I'll make to it is with a Schuyler Quintel. And all these were in ESV, except the Legacy Standard, but you can kind of see the Schuyler Quintel has kind of been my go-to high-end Bible for the last year or so. It's the one I carry to church, but I just wasn't quite, I wanted a little more. This one's a full yap too, so if I push that yap down. So I really like the Schuyler Quintel, great. It's just 2-column. I really like the single column format. But this is in a goat skin, so you see very floppy there. It's also been used some, but then you can tell this one much stiffer, much stiffer. And you see the pages are ready to flop. But yeah, I'll try to do a check-in after it's got some use. See the headband there, kind of the brownish color. As it wears in, I think we can expect it to wear in nicely. But I'm excited to use it. Matthew Everhart just released a video of his Bible note-taking system, kind of a comprehensive one. He's always releasing videos about that, but a comprehensive video. And this would be a perfect, if you're interested in that, you can do your highlights in it. Perfect amount of room, not for intensive notes, but to do a symbol and maybe mark out some miscellanies if you use the Jonathan Edwards type system. So I think it'd be great for that. Maybe I'll do it. It's going to be tough for me to do though in a Bible this beautiful. But yeah, you can find all the specs online for it. But it's the 9.25 font. It's 8.5 or 8.25 by 5, 8.25 tall by 5.5 wide. So just a general idea of its size, but the quality of it, the corners pressed in nicely. This is bound by Royal Youngblood in the Netherlands. Very nice Bible. So this is a look at the Heritage Bible in Wellington leather. If you're interested, I'll put a link down below. But you can find them on Crossway. I think they're on Amazon too. But definitely, if you're interested in something like this, check it out. Beautiful text block. If the high-end Bibles aren't your thing, but you really like the text block, they are coming out with a True Tone version of this in the spring. But right now, the only options this Wellington and Goatskin. But I'll link those below, and I thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see y'all next time.